morning. How is everyone this morning? Sorry I was late. Puppy decided he needed to go POTTY. So, the babies come first. So, good morning. Good morning from the camper. I'm having some coffee this morning. Get you a coffee and join me. Cold drink, warm drink. Good morning. Thought I would stop in and say good morning, see how everybody's doing. No, lie down. We're lie down. And right now I have wet puppies. They were out doing the POTTY. No, lie down. Lie down on the blanket, puppy. They're all wet. And yes, I'm having a cigarette and some coffee this morning. So, how is everybody on this Saturday morning? It's a little wet here at the camper this morning. We had some rain yesterday, but everything's drying up. It's still a little wet. And my thumbnail is my view from the little lot that I made for the puppies out here at the camper. Let's see if I can get him to lay down. There you go. Good boy, lay down. They're all wet, so they're ready to take a nap. You gotta lay down, puppy. You gotta lay down. So we will be having some puppy baths here in a little bit. For sure, for sure. And hopefully it gets pretty this afternoon and we can go out for a side-by-side ride. That would be very nice. So, I hope everybody's having a good morning. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. We're enjoying our weekend here at the camper. I've got a restless one. I'm sorry, guys. Ryder is restless this morning. They had their monthly flea and tick pill that they take from the vet. And it kind of makes them a little bit, they just don't feel real good for like a day or two. I don't know if that happens when you give them your flea and tick medicine. But I've noticed that for a day or two after they take it, they're kind of sluggish and they need a lot of attention. And their appetites are not as good. So I think it's the flea and tick medicine. But we are at the camper and we are enjoying our weekend. I made pulled pork barbecue in the crock pot yesterday and oh, it turned out so nice. It was delicious. All right, Bobby, Mommy's done. No, all done, all done. Good boy, lay down. Here. Go on the blanket. Come here. Let me give you a blanket. Come here. Over here. Come here. I apologize. We have restless puppies this morning. One's being really good and she's napping, but Ryder's being very restless this morning. I think his tummy's still a little bit upset from his flea tick medicine from the vet, his once-a-month pill. He says, I just need some attention, Mama. I don't feel good. But usually after the first day, they start to feel better. I guess it's just that medicine. I asked the vet about that, and she said that was normal. So, But anyway, thought I would stop in and say good morning, see if anybody wanted to say hello this morning. And this morning I'm taking it easy. No. Other than taking care of the pups. And then here in a little bit, we're going to get a bath. Good morning, beautiful. Well, hi, everybody. Good morning. So how's your weekend going? I'm here at the camper, and I'm having some coffee this morning. Enjoying a little bit of coffee and trying to get Ryder to calm down. Let me see if I can get him a treat, if that will help. My treat. And here, Miss Lily. Here you go. Okay, we'll see if that helps. Hopefully that will help. We got a treat. Your hair is so cute. Oh, well, thank you, Jana. I've just got it tied up on my head right now because it's really, really long. And I was out with the pups. So I just got it up on my head for right now. Sorry, I'm probably bumping the table and making this move a little bit. So both puppies are now hopefully going to have a treat and be good for a little bit. So, not a whole lot on the agenda today. I'm just going to piddle here at the camper for a little bit today. Wait for it to warm up. Give my puppies a bath, which they very much need after the rain yesterday, and they went out this morning and got wet. So, we're going to have a puppy bath, and then I'm going to make some brats for dinner, and then we will probably take the side-by-side and go out and take a little ride on some of the trails here, the new side-by-side. And so far, the puppies absolutely love the side-by-side. So I'm hoping that they continue to like it. I put the little puppy car seat, the console seat in the middle on the console, and Ryder jumped right in it and just laid down. And then I put the other one on my lap, and Miss Lily just laid down, and they enjoy the ride. So that's awesome. Hi, Brittany. Good morning. How are you this morning? So far they're enjoying the side-by-side, and they're both young pups, so we're getting them used to the camper, and they're doing amazing. They love coming to the camper, and they're getting used to the routine of being at home for a few days and then at the camper for a few days, because right now it's a working vacation. My husband has some gentlemen here working on our truck, and so we come whenever they're available, and because my husband's not able to do all the work on the vehicles anymore. So it's really nice to have someone that's here and available. So if they're available for a day or two, then we come to the camper, and, you know, they help him with the truck. He tells them what all he needs done, and they're doing an amazing job. And that is my main truck, and that's the one that we'll be using to pull the camper. So, and then we did get my car all put back together. They did an amazing job. It was a big job. The AC unit was not acting right when I turned it on. It was blowing cold air out the passenger side and hot air out the driver's side. We didn't know why. So I took it in and dropped it off to be serviced at the dealership. And at first they were really, they were like, oh, well, we know what the problem is. And it was like $900 up front, and they would order the parts. And then it was like a couple $100 in labor that we'd still owe, total of $1,200. So we paid the $900 down, left the car, and the next day he called me and said, oh, well, it's going to be more like almost $4,000. And my husband said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because he got online and he looked at the parts that we needed. And the parts, the whole thing was $300, or a little over $300. So we called back and told them no, that we were not going to have it done. They could just refund our money, take out what labor was done, and put the car back together, and we'll pick it up. So we ordered the part, and it was the whole AC unit that goes in behind the vents. So the whole dash, everything had to come off on the dash. Both seats had to come out in the front, driver's side and passenger seat. The whole steering wheel and gear shift, everything had to come out. So it was a major, major job. And then everything had to be pulled out, and then the new one put back in, and then everything put back together. So everything was going good, and then the one gentleman broke my signal, turn signal, and it also worked my windshield wipers. So we ordered that part, and they put that on. And then as they were putting the vents back in, they had it almost in, and then my husband was holding it, and he broke one of the vents. So we had to order the new vents, and then those come in, and they put those back in. So my car is officially back on the road. My air conditioning's working fine. My windshield wipers and everything's working fine, and signals. And I have new vents, and all that's put back together. So a good car wash and a good detail, and my car will be back to new again. It was a major job. So I'm so grateful that we had people that could come and help my husband, and he could just tell them this is, what we need to have done. And they were amazing, and they said, well, it can be available on Wednesday and Thursday the one week, and then they could be available on a Saturday and Sunday another week. So we're working around their schedule, and they're absolutely amazing, amazing. So I'm so grateful that we have that help. And so far, so good. Everything's running great on the car. And now we're working on the truck. And it's my main truck. And whenever we purchased it, you really couldn't see any rust or anything on it. And it had a bed liner in it. And several months after we purchased it, my husband stepped up in the bed, because it had the bed liner and then the pole cover that covers your whole bed. And he said, this bed feels weak. So he had someone to check it, and the bed had a lot of rust, and it was basically not good. So they started looking around the cab to see how much rust was actually on the cab, because we knew we were going to have to replace the bed. So we were very lucky, and we found a cab and a bed from Texas. And neither one of them had any rust. They had no road salt or anything like we have here in Ohio. And when we travel to West Virginia, they have road salt in West Virginia, and here we have what they call brine in the winter, and that will really rust your vehicles out. So we picked up the new cab. Well, it's not a new cab, but it doesn't have any rust. And we picked up the bed. So the guys they took the bed off. That's all done. And they took all the white sides that we have off, because it's a black bed. And then they're taking all the black off of that and putting all that back together. Then we have to take everything out of our cab, all of our interior, our seats, everything inside, because the cab is just an empty cab. And then we'll basically lift that cab up off. So then the only thing will be left on the truck is the frame and motor. So the guys said since everything's down to the frame, they might as well go ahead and paint the frame with a rust type paint, rust preventive type paint. And that way the whole frame is all good. And then they're going to set the new cab back on and the new bed back on, and then put everything back in the cab, and then we'll take it in and have it painted. The bed needs painted white, and the cab is already white. And then my truck will be completely redone, and should last us for several years. So that's the job that they're working on now, and they're doing an absolutely amazing job. So we're just working around their schedule. And when they have a few days that they can work on it, then my husband can come down and tell them this is what I need done. And we're staying at one of his family, my husband's family's place. And he has all the equipment that lifts and everything, so it makes it so much easier to work on the vehicles. So that's what we're doing. And it's hopefully we'll have all of this completed, or most of it completed, by November. We'll see. We'll see how close we can get. My car was unexpected, so that put everything behind a little bit. But they did an amazing job on my car, and it's back up and running. So I'm very happy about that. But it was a big job. And so that's what we're doing. And just hanging out at the camper. We did get the new side-by-side. I had some pictures on my short of the side-by-side. And then we got the new hammock and the new hammock stand and the new swinging chairs and swing chair stands. And on my little short live, I put the pictures of the side-by-side and the swinging chairs and stand and the hammock stand and hammock. And my husband's actually laying in the hammock relaxing. And he needs that. So we're enjoying our camping time. Puppies are really enjoying it. They love the camper. They love the side-by-side. And it's awesome. So that's what we're doing for the rest of the summer. I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot of traveling because we need to get these things done. And then in between, we're going to have some gentlemen coming to help me with the remodeling on my mobile home. So we're also going to be working on that. And hopefully my kitchen will be remodeled. I got half of it done. And the master bath. And we can finish getting the remodeling done. And get everything painted. And we'll see how far we get with that. So when I'm home, we're going to have crews there, men that are there helping to get all the remodeling done. And then when we're here, they'll be working on the vehicles. So, well, now down to the truck. I hope it stays that way. So anyway, that's what we're up to. And I don't think there's anything else new. Oh, I do love the new grain mill. I did a live, and on my thumbnail, you can see the grain mill. It's a little wooden grain mill, and then next to it, there's a jar of soft wheat berries. And I did a live trying it out for the first time, making all-purpose flour. And I absolutely love it. I'll have to play a little bit with it till I get it where I need the, how fine do I want my flour. But I made banana bread with the flour, with the all-purpose flour, and it raised really, really good. It browned nice. It was very moist, very fluffy, and my husband said it was absolutely amazing. So I really like the new grain meal. Now, the one that I purchased is a little expensive. It's a little pricey. I think it was like $499 before tax. So there is other grain mills out there. But would I recommend this one? So far, yes. My review on it would be yes. This one is the Stone. It's not the blade. It's not like the stainless steel blades. It has the stone. So it's a stone mill grinder. And so far I've just done the soft white wheat berries. I haven't done any of the hard white wheat berries yet. I do have some in, but I haven't done any yet. And then I have another grain mill that I ordered, and it's stainless steel, and it has the steel blades. And I'll be using that one for the whole corn to grind into cornmeal. So I have not tried it out yet. So when I do, I'll bring you on a live and we'll try it out together. And I'll give you my review and we'll see what I think of that. Because I really don't want to run corn through the one that I'm using for my all-purpose flour. So I do like the new grain meal. I'm excited about getting used to doing my own all-purpose flour. And the flour did come out just a little bit warm whenever I ran it through the grain mill, but it wasn't hot. It was just warm. And of course they say only grind only mill what flour that you're going to be using. So on my live that day when I did the live stream trying out the new grain meal, I only did, I think, 2 cups of soft wheat berries, and it gave me enough all-purpose flour to make banana bread, and I made 2 loaves of banana bread. So that kind of gave me an idea of how much wheat berries I need to put in the grain mill and how much all-purpose flour I will get out of the grain mill. And I put in the 2 cups of soft wheat berries, and I got over 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And if I would have went a little bit finer, I think I would have got about 3 cups of all-purpose flour from 2 cups of soft white wheat berries. So that's exciting. I'm enjoying that. I don't really think there was anything else new that I was doing as far as my cooking and baking and trying out new kitchen, I call them kitchen gadgets, but kitchen appliances, I guess you would call them, or kitchen utensils, whatever you would want to call them. But the one that I got was the Nutri-Grain grain meal, and it is the wooden one, and you can see that on one of my live streams. And like I said, that one is very pricey. It was about $4.99 before tax. So if you're interested in that one, you may want to save up, or you may want to start with another one, and then when you have money saved up, move up to this one. I like it because it has the stone and not the blades, and I think the blades will be okay for the corn, to make the cornmeal, but I wanted the stone for the all-purpose flour. And I used the soft white wheat berries because I was making banana bread. And I did my research on which wheat berries you use for which products that you're baking. Now, your hard white wheat berries is more for bread. Your soft white wheat berries would be for desserts, for cakes, and like with banana bread, that was recommended to use the soft white wheat berries when you milled your all-purpose flour. So I like it because it's all natural. And with my husband having more and more health problems, I'm trying to go as more natural as I can. That way I know what's in what I'm baking. I know that I purchased the wheat berries, I ground them into all-purpose flour, and I know that there's no preservatives or additives, and I think it's a lot healthier for him, so I'm trying to keep his diet a little healthier. And you'll notice with a lot of my lives where I'm cooking, I'm trying to change a lot of his diet slowly to where everything's more homemade and all natural, especially his desserts. So, and I absolutely love the new noodle maker, the electric one that I got. And if I wanted spaghetti or if I was making chicken and I wanted some noodles on the side, that is so quick and so easy. And I did a live stream on that new pasta maker. And it's a pasta maker plus it's also a juicer. So you can make your own juice as well. So I did do that live stream on that and showed you the pasta and how easy it was to make it. And the only thing I think I did wrong on that live stream was I stopped the machine and tried to adjust the dough, and I should have just let the machine run. I think it would have ran okay. But it's really quick and easy. If you want spaghetti for dinner, you can just put a few ingredients in it, and it'll make your spaghetti noodles, your pasta, and you can put your sauce on and put your hot water, get your water hot, and just add fresh pasta. So I like that. And then, of course, I've done some on the hand crank, making the noodles, and the other ways that I do have. I have not used the pasta maker on the KitchenAid yet. I do have the attachment for that, but I have not tried it out yet. So when I have some time, I'll go ahead and get that set up. And then I'll do some egg noodles on the KitchenAid with the attachment and see what I think of that as well. So I'm slowly trying out all the new products that I've got in, and I'm impressed. So far, I haven't gotten anything in that I'm disappointed with. The more I use them, I'll keep giving you reviews as to what I think. Would I recommend it? Is there anything that I don't like about it? Do you like cameras in your... Oh, creamers in my coffee? No, just black. I just drink coffee black. Hello, good morning. Hi, troops. How are you this morning? Good to see you. We're at the camper. Just hanging out this morning. I had 2 wet puppies, so I got them something to munch on, and they're being good now. So I was a little late getting started this morning. So how have you been, troops? Good. I've been really good. Getting a lot of things done. I was saying earlier that they did get my car fixed, and it was a major job. They ended up having to take the driver's seat and the passenger seat out. The dash everything on the dash had to come out, steering wheel and drive shaft. Everything had to come out, and then they had to pull out that whole AC unit behind the vents, pull all of that out, and then replace all of it and put it back. So we were very lucky that we had some men that could come down and help my husband. He told him what needed to be done, and we just came down to the camper on the days they were available, and bless their hearts, they took everything apart, got everything put back together, and my car is back together. So that was quite a job. It took several days. So I'm really glad that my husband has friends that can come in and help. So they did an amazing job. Amazing. So we're just kind of having a working vacation. And now they're getting ready to go back to working on my main truck. And so far they've got the bed removed, and they've been working on the new bed. And the next thing will be to remove the cab, all the interior, everything out of the cab, and pull the cab, take it down to the frame and motor. So once that's done, they're going to coat the frame with the rust-proof painting, and then they'll put everything back together. So that's going to be quite a job. And so that's basically why we're having a working vacation. And then, of course, when we're at home, we're going to have some men coming in to be helping to finish remodeling my mobile home. So we'll have things going on at the house and things going on here. So it's going to be back and forth, and we were basically working around the gentleman's schedule and what they have available. If they're going to be working at the mobile home, or if we're going to have men that are going to be here to be working on our main truck. So that's our plan for a few months. So we're bouncing back and forth. And I was saying that puppies really love the new side-by-side. We've taken them out for 2 rides, and so far they've absolutely loved it. They just got in their little doggy beds and just enjoyed the ride. So I was so impressed, so impressed. And they're really enjoying the camper. They're doing amazing. And they're getting used to the schedule of me going back and forth between here and home. So if I'm here for a night and then I'm back home for 2 or 3 days and then back here for a night, they are doing so good with the routine and they're adjusting so well. And of course, we got their little play area. So as soon as they come to the camper, they cannot wait to go out and play in their little play area. So that's what we've been up to. It's been a busy vacation, working vacation. But we're enjoying it. We're getting a lot done. And that's the important part. So, I hope everybody's enjoying your summer. I'm hoping it'll get really pretty this afternoon and we can take the side-by-side out and do some more trails. We're getting used to the trails in the area, so we're just doing small rides. We're not going really, really far so that we know where we're at until, you know, we have other people that will be able to ride with us. And hopefully they'll be able to do that. They're back now. They were, some of them, on vacation, and they're wanting to take us out on some of the trails and show us some of the trails, and that way we can have longer rides on the side-by-side. So that's what we're doing, and enjoying our camper and enjoying our summer, and I'm loving it. Getting some things done. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. That was Puppy. He got a drink of water and then he's coughing. I was saying earlier, they're not really feeling the greatest because it was that time of the month when they take their once a month flea and tick peel, and they kind of get sluggish for a day or two. It's a teenager who got old and still needs attention from people online. Drew. Hi, Drew. How are you? Actually, I'm an older lady, and I just come on and talk. My channel is more for learning and teaching. I have different cooking things that I do, and that way if someone wants to learn a new recipe that I have, I share the recipe. I get new kitchen appliances in and new kitchen products in, and I try them out. And I'm trying to get more used to using the thing without preservatives in it, with things that are more natural, because my husband has health problems. So as I'm learning, I'm sharing that experience with others, and I'm hoping that that will help. Oh, so you want to share your infinite knowledge. Thank you for your service. Well, if you have something that you can share, I think that's always nice. I know I learned a lot from my grandmother, who was a Mennonite, and I'm joking with you, laugh out loud. It's okay, Drew. I learned a lot from my grandmother, who was a Mennonite, and I love to watch her cook and bake, and she would make her own butters, her own cheeses. She taught me how to garden, how to preserve, you know, so if I can share those things with others and leave that here on my channel for my daughter and for my grandchildren, because someday they may want to make, like I made blueberry jam. You know, this is how how Mom made blueberry jam. Or for the grandchildren, they call me Nan Nan. This is how Nan Nan made her blueberry jam. And then I made butter the other day and buttermilk on my channel. So I'm hoping I can share these things with others. Um, and this is just things that I've learned through trial and error. Um, I watch a lot of other videos on YouTube. And if there's something that I find interesting and something that I think would be beneficial to me and to my family, I go ahead and research it. And then if it's a product that I think I would want to purchase, I go ahead and purchase that product, like the grain meal to make your own all-purpose flour, by buying wheat berries and then grinding them into flour, which I did that on one of my live streams. So, yes, I do like to help and share, the things that I'm learning and share some of my recipes. And then I'll start making homemade Amish noodles. This isn't my style, but I do wish you well. You did well handling the sarcasm, and for that reason, I now love you. Have a great day. Oh, well, thank you, Drew. Bless you, and you have a wonderful day, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend. So, we also do paranormal investigating, and yes, this is a paranormal channel. And what I try to do with my paranormal channel is also teaching and learning. If I have devices, I bring on the devices. I show the devices. I explain what I think of the devices. If they are a legitimate device that I would use in the paranormal field, or if it's something that I feel is not worth even trying. If I feel that it's just like the phone apps. A lot of people do use the phone apps, and I have downloaded the phone apps. In order to be able to do a review on them, I need to experiment with them. I need to research with them. Do I believe any of the phone apps are legitimate? Absolutely not. If I'm totally bored and I'm at an investigation, I can turn on the phone app. Now, will that phone app randomly maybe say something that's relevant to the investigation that I'm doing? It possibly could throw something out randomly. But that mean that anything that's coming from the phone apps is 100% factual? Absolutely not. So I have some of my paranormal channels like Show and Tell, where I'm bringing out different paranormal pieces of paranormal equipment, how I use them. Do I feel that they are worth investing in? And there is several that I do like. There's several that myself and my husband have used, and then tried everything we could to see if this is working like it should be working. My husband was a certified electrician and plumber and contractor, and he built homes from ground up. So when we go into an investigation in a home, we're looking to see if the EMF is being caused. Sorry, the puppies are running in the camper. I might be jumping a little bit. They're playing. Sorry, you'll hear them in the background. So we look at anything we can to try to debunk an investigation. If someone thinks that there's something paranormal going on, we don't go in to prove that it's haunted or that it is paranormal. We go in to prove that it is not haunted and it's not paranormal. And we try to do that by using pieces of equipment that I feel are legitimate. As an electrician, my husband can prove that it's showing EMF, how it's showing the EMF. What is it responding to? Is it wiring in the wall, that's setting off the K2 meter or the other pieces of equipment? Is it a fan overhead? Because even turned off, those fans will put out EMF, and your K2 meter can react. So that's what I'm trying to do with my paranormal channel. And we do go out and we do help people if they do call. We do not bring those investigations on my channel unless they request that we do show our findings and that we do present it. Because whenever we go in to do an investigation, number one, we want to be as legitimate as we can be. Number two, as respectful and as keeping their person, whoever we're doing this for, keeping that private. You know, they do not need to be exposed. If they're calling out for help, they're probably already going through a lot and they've called out for a reason. And if they call me, I'll let them know I'm not coming in to expose you. I'm not coming in to try and build my channel, because that's not what I'm about. If you need help, I can come in, I can do an investigation, and I can present to you my findings. And I will have all of my findings that I can present, and hopefully it will help you find an answer. And if they're calling out for help, they're looking for an answer. And I have been exposed to the paranormal field for over 40 years. And I did not go looking for the paranormal. It found me. So I didn't go out and try to open doors and invite the paranormal into my life. That's not what happened. And if you go back and look at some of my lives, you will see, hear me explain what happened and how I got exposed to the paranormal field. So I'm hoping that I can use this channel as a learning and teaching channel. And if someone does need help, I want them to understand it's okay to ask for help. You know, if you need help and you feel that there is paranormal activity in your home and you're afraid to ask for help, there are good teams out there that you can trust. So please do your research and don't be afraid to call out and ask for help, because the only way that you're going to get answers is if you do ask for help. So that's what my channel, my paranormal channel, is about. Teaching and explaining the devices that we use, how we do an investigation, how we present facts, if it's on a piece of equipment, does it have an SD card, does it have a file that it holds all the information that we can download and present to whoever has asked us to come in and do the investigation. We use audio, video, multiple devices. And then I've come on and done, like I said, some show and tell and shown some of the devices that I use and why I use these devices. And again, when we go in to do a paranormal investigation, we do not go to prove it's haunted. We go to prove that it is not haunted. We do not go to prove that it's paranormal activity. We go to try and prove that it is not paranormal. So with all the experience my husband has with being an electrician, a plumber, a contractor who built homes from the ground up, he can look for structural problems. Is it a structural problem that the house is settling and that's what's causing doors to open and close? Or you're hearing creaks or cracks. If they're hearing voices outside, is it that their home is not completely sealed and the voices they're hearing is not really in the house, but they're bleeding in from outside? If lights are coming on and off, with my husband being used to be a certified electrician, he can go through and look for electrical problems. So, and then again with plumbing can make some really strange noises and very frightening noises at times. So, you know, all of the experience my husband has he can go in and use that, and that will help with our investigation, with not only using devices that we feel are legitimate devices that can give accurate readings, whether it be on EMF, on audio, video, or uh, if it's something that's electrical, and is putting off impulses, you know, with all of his experience for over 30 plus years as an electrician, a plumber, and a contractor building from the ground up. There's a lot of things that he can do when we go in to do an investigation that he will automatically start debunking. A lot of times you'll hear that the house is the door. A certain door maybe is opening and closing. That doesn't mean that it's paranormal. That doesn't mean that the house is haunted. If that house is settling, it can cause your doors to open and close on their own. So there's a lot of things that can just be structural, that's causing the problems. So this is the way that my husband and I go in to do an investigation. Now, have we went to places that are very known to be haunted to see what we experience there? Absolutely. I have seen many. My house is very paranormal. It dishes out shovel heads made of flesh. It's not that I wanted to go to these places that were supposedly really haunted to get scared or frightened. I wanted to go see what not only I was experiencing during that investigation, but I went, my husband and I, in groups. There was groups, and it was a group event. So I could see how did the other people in the group respond. And a lot of times, whenever you're going to a place that has the reputation for being very, very haunted or has a lot of paranormal, you're automatically walking in with a mindset that this is haunted and you're looking for that. And it's really hard not to get into that mindset. So I like to do my research. I like to see other people that have went in. I'll watch some videos and kind of familiarize myself with the place. And then decide, is this something that myself and my husband would be interested in going to? And I went to Bobby Mackey's, which is in Kentucky, and it is the Music City Hall, and it's supposed to be very, very haunted, and they are getting ready to do demolition. They're getting ready to tear it down, so I'm really glad that my husband and I did get to go. It's been featured on many YouTube channels, travel channels. So my husband and I did get to go to Bobby Mackey's, and we did get to go with the group. And almost everything that happened there, we could debunk. And there was one thing that we could not debunk. Our K2 meters kept going off in one area upstairs, but only at one area. If you move to the left or the right, it quit reacting. So my husband said, this is strange. He said, let me go downstairs, and I want to check the exact spot downstairs and see what happens. So we went down a floor, and he did the same thing. If he went left or right, no reaction on the K2 meter. If he stood in the same area, he had reaction on the K2 meter. So he went to the outside, he and I, and he started looking, and he said, right there is what's causing the EMF. And running directly across Bobby Mackey's, across the top of the bar where the apartment was, that we first seen the spike in the EMF, was high power lines. very high voltage power lines coming across that section of the building, but they didn't come across the other sections. And my husband said that right there is what's causing the K2 meters to react. He said because it will put off enough EMF to cause that K2 meter to do exactly what it did. And he said, and as far as the gentleman who was living in the apartment, he was seeing things, he was hearing things, and even once one of the, I think it was Ghost Adventures, covered it on the Travel Channel, if I'm not mistaken. He became possessed, and they called in a priest, and he had a exorcism done. And through our research, if you're exposed to high EMF for long periods of time, it can cause you to not be able to rest well. You're not resting well at night. And if you're not resting well, then eventually you don't eat well. And then your body slowly starts to wear down. And once it gets to that point, it can cause hallucinations. And if you do your research on high EMF exposure, you can find exactly what I'm talking about. And this gentleman lived there for 13 years in that apartment. So that's many years of exposure to a high EMF level. Could that have caused some of the things he was hearing or seeing? Absolutely. And if he was, if this was a bar, and I do believe he did drink alcohol. I don't know how much, but that can also be a factor. So if you're not resting and you're not eating right, and then you add any type of alcohol, beer, or wine, or whatever it may be, all of these things can cause your body to not rest well and can cause hallucinations, can cause you to hear things that's not there or see things that's not there. So could he have been seeing something that we did not see? It's very possible. I cannot rule that out 100% because I cannot debunk that 100%. I can say honestly what my findings were, and that was the findings that my husband and I had on the high EMF level and what was causing the EMF level. And then when we were in the basement, my husband and I were in what they called one of the cells. And when it was a gambling hall, they had 2 cells down below, and if someone was caught cheating, they would put them in a cell below. And my husband and I was sitting in one of the old cells, and there was some young girls, well, a group of girls, not young, but, middle age. And they were out in the other area, and there was this horrible, hi, good morning, let's go. And there was a horrible noise, and it literally sounded like the wall was shaking. I'm doing good. How are you this morning? Hope you're enjoying your weekend. And the girls were screaming, so my husband jumped up real quick to go out because he knew there was no one there with them. It was just women. And he went out, and they were like, the wall's shaking, the wall's shaking. It's and it was terrible. I'm doing very well, We're at the camper, enjoying our weekend at the camper. So my husband started looking around to see what all he could find. And he went over to the wall, and there was a piece of metal. And where the plumbing was coming from one of the bathrooms upstairs, it came down and it was going through the wall, and there was a piece of plate metal. And he said, honey, can you do me a favor and go upstairs and flush that toilet in? And he looked and told me exactly which bathroom. He said, I think I know what's causing this loud noise, and it's not the wall. The wall's not shaking. So I went upstairs and flushed, and immediately it was the same loud noise, And what it was the pressure of the water, the sewer coming through that pipe and going out, and the pipe was shaking because it was not completely secure all the way down through, and had that piece of plate metal around the pipe as it went out the far wall, and it was shaking that metal, and that was what was causing that terrible, horrible, very frightening noise. And if I would be there by myself without my husband, and I was in the dark, which we were, and I heard that noise, I would have been screaming as well. And I probably would have ran out of the basement and not went back in because it was that loud and it was that frightening. So that's why I have my paranormal channel, is to try and to help teach what I have learned, how we do our investigations, to hopefully help others that are starting out in the paranormal field. If you are going into the paranormal field, I always advise to please be careful going into the paranormal field, and do not open any doors, because if you do, you cannot control what comes through those doors. And what you may be communicating with may not be what you think it is. It may be presenting itself as a child, because that way you're not afraid. But does that mean that this entity or the spirit is a child? Absolutely not. Because nothing evil is going to present itself as evil, because you're not going to be communicating with evil. So I always caution, please, be careful. Do your research. If you do go out investigating, I always say, please don't go alone. Always have someone with you. Now with me, my experience is in the paranormal. With my husband, his experience is structure, electrical, plumbing, and complete structure of a home. So, no. So that's the way we go out and do an investigation. So I also use my paranormal channel as a teaching and learning channel as well. And I'm hoping that some of the experiences that we've had, some of the things that I discuss on my paranormal channel, that I can present it in a way where I've shown the research that I have done prior to going into an investigation, and all of my findings, all of my evidence, and how I present that evidence, and what equipment do we use, and how do we use that equipment. So I'm trying to use that to help others, because whenever I first started experiencing the paranormal, there was not a lot of people that knew anything about the paranormal, and I didn't know who to ask for help. And now there's more and more people, and especially on social media, that do go out and do investigations. And there are some really good groups that do go out, and I feel they do thorough and legitimate investigations, and they do present facts. So I'm hoping that my channel will help others if they feel that they need help. Don't be afraid to call and ask for help, because there are people that can help, or they will try to help. Now, I will not go any farther than what is in my scope, what I can do, what I know, and I can go in with that open mind. I hope you have an Onlys fan. No, I don't think I do. So if someone does call for myself and my husband to come in, we always let them know we can only work in our scope of knowledge. We cannot guarantee anything beyond that. Then we can come in and do our investigation. We can give you our findings, show you all of the equipment that we used, how it operates, and this is how we collected our evidence. We can present it to them, and then we can give them our personal opinion, and that's all it is our personal opinion. And if we feel that it's something beyond our scope, we can always tell them, there's other people that you can reach out to. And then you can show them the evidence that we've presented in our investigation. They can use that to help them maybe help further whatever their scope is in investigating. So that's the way we use our paranormal channel. We're not here for clicks and views. I'm not here to grow that channel. I'm not here to grow this channel. Basically, it's a teaching, and hopefully someone is learning from my experiences that I share. And I would like to leave that behind so that if someone else is experiencing the things that I went through, hopefully it will, they can use what I'm sharing, and hopefully it will help them to be more consistent with their investigations, more thorough with their investigations, and it will hopefully help them to grow and to learn and to be able to teach others as well from their own experiences. So that's basically what my paranormal channel is for. But anyway, I've been on here, excuse me, for over an hour. And I want to go ahead and hop off of here and get a few things done here at the camper. So if you've stopped in, I want to thank you. And if you've liked and subscribed, I want to thank you very much. As always, I thank everybody for their kindness, and you all are so polite and kind in your comments whenever I'm on a live stream, and I appreciate that so much. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Again, I'm not here for the clicks and views. I'm not here to grow my channel, but I enjoy everyone that comes in and participates in the live streams. I enjoy you commenting on the live streams. If you have questions, I will try to answer them as best as I can. From what I know personally or I have researched, I will try and help if I can help answer any questions. And if not, I will always say, don't be afraid to reach out for help and to ask for help if you feel that there is something that is paranormal in your home and or around you. There are good people, good teams that are legitimate, that are not out there to expose you or to try to grow their channel from your tragedies that you're going through. Because in my opinion, if you are experiencing the paranormal and you are afraid and you need answers, then that you're going through a tragic time, and you should be treated with respect, with honesty, and with dignity. And I'm hoping to teach that on my channel. If you go to help somebody, please be respectful. And whenever you come on my live streams, whether I'm at my camper or whether I'm at home or wherever I'm at, I'm welcoming you into my home. So I always ask that as a guest you be respectful in your comments. If you have questions, I'll try to answer them. And again, my husband and I try to help if we can. And every day we are learning and we are experiencing new things, researching new things. And we will share those as we can. So if you're looking for a channel that is going in and doing investigations and then trying to expose those investigations, my channel is not that channel. I'm not the channel for you. I'm always respectful if someone asks for help. Now, if they have asked after we've done an investigation, for us to share part or all of the investigation, because it's something that they went through personally and they want to share that, then and only then would you see me post something like that on my channel. So unless I'm going to a place that's like Pennhurst or Bobby Mackey's or the Anchorage in Ohio, someplace that is set up to invite people in, you pay a price to go to do an investigation. Now you may see some of those on my channel, because that is not a private individual or a private person asking me and trusting me to come into their home and to be respectful, to be kind, and to protect them and their family from any exposure in the future. If you're looking for that, then you found the right channel, because that's the way we operate. That's what we do on my channel. And again, like I said, whether I'm doing paranormal or whether I'm cooking and baking and trying new things in the kitchen, my channel is a teaching channel, a learning channel. We do some reviews, and if it's something that I feel is in the paranormal field and or has to do with the paranormal, I will try to find and research and possibly do reviews, and then give credit to whoever I'm reviewing, and then also ask that you go and like and subscribe to their channel and give all credit to them. So there's a few things that I'm working on. In one case that I'm working on happened local, and it is a tragedy, a very sad tragedy, and it's taking me a lot of time to do the research. And when I do present it, I want to present it in the most respectful way that I can, and hopefully it will be used as a tool for teaching and for explaining that this happened. It is real life. It was a tragedy, and it was very sad. It happened local where I live. I was not from the area. I did not live in the area. And now I'm in the area, and I stumbled across it. And I really feel that it's something that needs to be shared on my paranormal channel, because this is one time that law enforcement and a psychic worked together. And the psychic told them exactly, hi, and hi, flowers forever, hi. The psychic told them exactly where they could find a body. She gave them directions out of town, what road to go on, what road to look for, and right up to exactly where they would find the body, and then who done it. And it was several weeks later, I think, before they actually found the missing person. And the psychic was correct. So do I believe that there are psychics that do have gifts and they do use them for good and they are legitimate? I absolutely do. Do I believe there are very few of them? I absolutely do. So I would like to share this particular case because, in my opinion, having a psychic ability like that is in the realm of the paranormal. And they did work with law enforcement, and they were absolutely correct on every statement that they made. So I'd like to share that. And it's a very tragic case. It's a very sad case. And like I said, I was not from the area, but I'm now living in the area, and I happened to stumble across it. So I'm doing my research, and I'm putting everything together because I want to present this in a very respectful way, because it was a tragedy that should have never happened. And I also want to try and bring awareness to that, yes, there are legitimate psychics. I do feel they are. And I don't think there's very many, but this was a legitimate psychic. She did work with law enforcement, and law enforcement doubted her. They did not want to use her. And she has actually worked 2 cases very close to the area where I'm at, within 15 to 20 minutes. And she worked with law enforcement on the first one. The second one, law enforcement doubted. So the sheriff told the lady that worked in the office, if you want to contact her and see what she says, you can. So he even had doubt. And then she relayed what the psychic had said. So he ended up finally contacting her, and she gave him the exact information. And the sheriff was led to the missing person. And it was very tragic, and it was very sad, and it should have never happened. But that's why I want to bring this case on my channel. And I still have a lot of research to do. And like I said, I want to present it in the most respectful way that I can, because it's a very sad tragedy. It's a real life tragedy. And it's something that happened in the area now that I'm living in. And I would like to share that. And I'll wait and see. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened. I hope you have some luck. I have all the information. It's just me trying to put it together into a presentation that I feel is respectful and kind. And also, it's really hard. It's sad. It should have never happened. And but it does share how law enforcement and a psychic did work together hand in hand. And the psychic was actually correct on every single statement. So when I have that all together, and I feel that the presentation's ready, I will bring that, and I'll do the presentation. So I want to, I just want to take my time and do a good job, because this is a tragedy and it's real life. So the puppies are getting anxious, and I'm here at the camper, so people might be moving around outside. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here, and I'll catch you the next time. Yep. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. You have an absolutely wonderful day. And as always, be kind. Be kind to one another. We need to see more of that. Bye-bye, everyone. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. See you next time. Bye-bye.